Hello and welcome to another episode of the CUFI Weekly, and no doubt the focus on everyone's mind was the recent press conference between American President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, which rolled out a peace proposal to end the war in Gaza against Hamas. Look, I'm not going to rehash the main points of the proposal because that's available online, and CUFI's social media has some bullet points of that, so you can check that out anywhere. But what I want to talk about is what this means, what it actually means in practical terms. At this point, while I record this, there has been no official response from Hamas. Some of the reports coming out say that some of Hamas's leaders are for this proposal, while others say that there are Hamas leaders opposed to it, and the organization is currently split on whether it should be accepted. President Trump has made it very clear that Hamas has 3 to 4 days to issue a response to this, and if they don't agree, they will, to quote him, be held to pay. If this proposal is accepted by Hamas, because Israel has accepted it, is it the ideal deal for Israel? Does it give Israel everything they want? Even though Hamas have claimed this, no, of course not. And President Trump, before announcing this proposal, did say that neither side is going to be completely happy. But the proposal does bring the hostages home, and it does end the war. Now, it's important to remember that if this proposal is accepted by Hamas, Israel has already signed and already agreed to it. There are a number of Muslim and Arab countries who have also supported and are supporting this proposal. Indonesia, Pakistan, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and a host of others. In fact, a number of foreign ministers from Muslim states have urged Hamas to accept this deal. What is really fascinating to me is the same people who in the streets are chanting that there's a genocide going on are now saying to Hamas, no, don't accept this opportunity to end the war and return the hostages, let the war continue. So in essence, by what you're believing, because you apparently have been saying that a genocide is happening, which is completely false, you want the genocide to continue? It's a really bizarre way of showing that you apparently care for the people of Gaza. But we all know it was never about that. But I wanted to say that if this deal does go through and the hostages, after almost 2 years, are released, it's going to be a very challenging time for Israel and the Jewish people. Because while there will be joy and jubilation that the hostages who are still alive will be returned home, there will also be those families who will be preparing to bury loved ones. Families who have tried to keep a glimmer of hope alive for 2 years with very little to no information, and their worst fears will have been confirmed. That is the challenge and the duality of these events. While so many Israelis may be glad that the war will be over and their children are coming home from the front lines in Gaza, there are families whose children will never come home, who fell fighting for the hostages to come home, fighting so that Israel would never ever have to deal with what they dealt with on October 7th. Throughout the Jewish world, the Jewish people will be observing Yom Kippur, so to them I wish a Gama Hatima Tova. And I just want to reiterate, as we approach the second anniversary of the October 7th massacre, and the Israeli ambassador to the UN, Danny Danon, really emphasized that in a speech he gave on Wednesday, when he said that the UN has been posturing and talking, and that doesn't defeat terrorism. That doesn't bring the hostages home. So he did something which he said would make a difference, and that was pray. And I say to my Jewish friends that we are praying for you, we are praying with you, we stand with you, and our support has never wavered, because we understand what's at stake. And that is why we cannot remain silent. We should never remain silent, because it's not just about Israel, it's not just about the Jewish community, it's about the wider world, and it's about our home, the United States of America. It's about what kind of America we want. One which continues to be a beacon of hope to the world, or one which targets the most vulnerable minorities and communities and calls it justice. I will always believe in this country. I will always believe in us, but it takes every single one of us. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to CUFI.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.